Hey guys, how's it going? Ben here with Griffin Armament, here with Karl from Tactical Rifleman.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
So Karl, we reached out to you a couple months ago to start talking about getting you some stuff.
I've started beating on your AR rifle here, and some of the things were weird, like the bolt carrier group. I didn't understand why you did a lot of it, so it's got a lot of great features.
Yep.
I'm waiting for my suppressor to get out of ATF prison.
Nice.
But the low power variable optic, everything. Yeah, I'm excited to get the review of this.
Sure.
I got to get some more ammo through it, but badass. I love the ambi. It's ambi everything, guys. Bolt lock, bolt release, everything. But that's a lot of other companies have done ambi lowers, but they're kind of hodgepodge and they look like they're afterthought. This thing looks like it was grown that way. And yeah, I wasn't expecting to like this AR as much as I do.
Yeah, that's what we hear a lot. Yeah, this project was actually about 10 years ago that he designed this lower, and we just got around to machining them after some back and forth, whatever. But yeah, it's been a great product, and I have one. Everyone at the shop has one. We all love running them. So
it looks like a regular bolt carrier group, but when you start, it's like, man, that's like almost a scraped carbon. And why are the ports on this side? And there's so many little features. It's very badass. Very badass.
We were shooting this at the range. It took about 9 months in development and production to get it right, because those things are incredibly difficult to machine. But everyone who's an AR guy, we're all AR guys at the place, but we took a bunch of guys in the range and we're like, shoot this thing, and they're just like, that sounds like a bolt gun. Yeah. So if you get a chance to try one of these, I'd highly recommend it.
For sure.
Karl, anyone who's not familiar with your channel, what's your background? How'd you get into doing what you're doing?
25-year Green Beret, spent most of that time in a hostage rescue unit. So I went from shooting guns and blowing stuff up to now I teach people to shoot guns and blow stuff up.
Very nice.
But a lot of that is training concerned citizens to be capable citizens. So we do everything from medical, survival, tactical, driving, but a lot of it is firearms related, whether it's concealed carry, pistol, all the way up to obviously ARs, and we do tactical precision rifle also.
Nice.
The explosive breaching, that's reserved for the military guys, but yeah, fun stuff. I have the best job in the world, literally. I have the best job in the world.
I think we can probably all say that here at SHOT Show. But so what's your bread and butter for shooting? What do you like to do best?
I run my work gun's a piston, simply because I love using suppressors so much. So I'm looking to see if yours performs as awesome long term as you say it does. Right. But my time in the Global War on Terror, primarily I was behind a SR-25 Mark 11, 308, basically an AR-10 made by Knight's Armament. I hate Knight's Armament, but it's a great gun. Direct impingement, it had issues from time to time, but that was what most of my combat time was behind. Some work with the Barrett, some work with 300 Win Mag, stuff like that, but some work with a minigun. But a great career. But now I teach whatever the students want to teach. So if it's a women's only AR-15 course, the guns their husband have got for them to use, or a custom tailored course to whatever the client needs, I can, if I'm not the subject matter expert, I will bring in the subject matter experts, friends of mine that I would want to train me. And I make them the primary instructors, and then I'm their assistant instructor. So, we pride ourselves on the best classes that are out there, the most professional instruction, and we deliver on that. We deliver on that.
Cool. Yeah, I know our owner and lead engineer, Austin, he spent a number of years in the Army, as a sniper, and then worked for the State Department. He's got a lot of time on the Mark 11 and the M110 too as well. He's a big Knights lover, so you better watch it.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Reed Knight is a great businessman. He's a great businessman.
Yep. It's hard to get it if you're a consumer, though. Yeah.
I can't bash him for that.
Absolutely.
I cannot bash him for that.
Yeah. So in your training courses, we've been kind of talking about this with a number of people. What would you say compared to like now compared to 5-10 years ago, the percentage of people you see coming in with suppressors?
A lot more people running suppressors. A lot of civilians like to mimic what they see the military using, and the reality is a lot of the military has gone to running shorter barrels with suppressors full time. And a lot of people think, well, that's for sound mitigation. It's not. It's on the modern battlefield. The big thing is you don't want the visual signature. So, because we're running around through buildings with night vision goggles on. So being able to set up your gun to run reliably with a suppressor, very, very important. So if you're a civilian looking to get into suppressors, don't just think, well, it allows me to shoot without ear pro. That is not the case. All right, you need to protect your hearing. I'm very deaf, too many bombs and rockets. Protect your hearing. But the main reason for running a suppressor, especially shorter barrels, you still got that big muzzle flash, and you do not want that. You're drawing attention to yourself. So the big thing is use my Beret, I have a suppressor on.
Yeah.
You know, it's that important. It really is. You're never going to make a Beret quiet.
Right.
But if I can get rid of a lot of that visual signature, it's important. So I see more guys showing up with suppressors on their guns. I challenge people, just don't be a geardo and just strap stuff on because it looks cool. Set up what works for you for your mission. Don't just buy stuff because it's what the cool guys on Instagram are running. Because your situation, your mission is going to be different than these other guys. And that goes for optics, it goes for barrel length, it goes for types of ammo, it goes for everything, it really does.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying about flash is that's what I've noticed talking to all the military folks is they're more concerned with flash than almost
without a
anything
doubt
else.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of what you're saying about the use case too. People come up to us and they're like, "Why do you have so many suppressors? I can't keep track of all this." And it's like, well, there's a ton of different types of shooters out there, so we have kind of something for every little niche of what you want to do.
You've got a good line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is our first printed can, which I would be excited to hear what you think about this.
That's not this one, that's this one.
Yeah, these are actually, so we have a dual lock version, and this is the hub version.
Yep.
We also have a tape mount version.
The dual lock, let me see if I get this right.
Yep.
All right. There's no cam. Like if you've got like my AAC, I've got a bunch of AACs, 338, stuff like that. Almost all my cams are wore out.
Yep.
This dual lock, it alleviates that problem. So I don't know, let me get some time behind it. I love the concept.
Yep.
But let me kill it first. Let me beat on it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, like I said, our engineer is a military background, so one of the things that we spent a lot of time on this was keeping the flash down.
Yeah.
And I think we got a bunch of slow-mo footage we'll be putting out. I think we kind of nailed it with this one, so I'd be curious to see what you think. Get it under nods, see what's going on.
Yeah, I actually am filming a bunch of night vision videos early February.
Oh, cool.
One of them is just showing the different flashes from a muzzle brake versus a flash hider versus a bare barrel versus a short suppressor, medium, long suppressor.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I got to get your suppressor out of ATF prison.
Yep.
I did my paperwork digitally. Hopefully, it will get done soon. We'll see.
Sure.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I have so many suppressors, so many. Yeah. But everybody should. That's like guns. I don't fear the guy that owns 200 guns. I fear the guy that has one gun, a spare, and knows how to use it. Right. But that doesn't mean I don't want you to own 200 guns.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
But I want you to know how to use them.
You gotta be proficient.
Yeah. I got a bunch of guns. Yeah. My wife says too many. There's no such thing.
No.
Right? Like, honey, I don't count your shoes, do I? No. I don't count your shoes.
Right.
Too many guns.
So if you had to pick one gun that you own.
One gun.
If you could have one gun, what would you take?
My go to hell gun, zombie apocalypse, end of the world. You understand zombies aren't real. All right, so the reality is what you're talking about is what is your truck gun? You know, you're going on a long trip, you're taking the wife to Yellowstone, or maybe you're driving to Orlando with the kids, whatever. If you're driving, you need to have a rifle in the vehicle, so that's basically your truck gun.
Yep.
So my go-to-hell gun is my truck gun, and I used to tell people it would be a short-barreled 308 with a can, because that was my military background. But the reality is, if you walk into gun stores and gas stations all across America, you can buy 5.56 everywhere.
Yep.
Moab, Utah, there's a gas station that sells 5.56.
Wow.
And I'm like, God bless America. This is a great place I live.
Yep.
I couldn't find 308.
Yeah.
And that clicked with me that I need to reassess the caliber that I'm carrying.
Yep.
So some people will say, carry a carbine that takes the same mags as your pistol. I really disagree with that. I'm gonna bring an adult gun to a gunfight. I want a rifle cartridge, so I run 5.56. My truck gun looks very similar to this. If I'm going like Oklahoma or somewhere like that, it'll have a low power variable optic on it. If I'm going to Chicago or Memphis, I run a red dot. I have a magnifier with it, but the magnifier won't be on it.
Sure.
And yeah, but an AR is definitely the way to go for sure.
Yeah, I think a 5.56 AR and a 9mm pistol, you can't go wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Those
not
are
at
the two
all.
most common cartridges.
Good ammo, run barrier blind ammo. If I love M855A1, I know a lot of military people don't like it, but if you can get your hands on it, middle of parking lot, somebody behind a vehicle, car doors, thin walls, windshields, you can't beat M855A1. Home defense, I actually run Frange in a 5.56 for home defense. Okay. It'll go through 6 layers of drywall if I need to cut a corner, but it's not going to go through my refrigerator and kill my flat screen TV.
Right.
So you got to think about that stuff, you know. Yep. So correct ammo for the mission. Home defense is different than truck gun. Yep. Correct weapon for the mission. Truck gun is different than home defense also.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Well, anything else you got coming up on anything exciting on the schedule that you
want
to talk about?
Lots of classes. If you're interested in taking classes, tacticalrifleman.com. You can go to our calendar or a store there. Combat pistol carbine, carbine zero mastery, battle rifle 1, tactical precision rifle, home defense pistol, low light, no light shooting. And that gets me through spring. Whew. We got a lot going on. We got a lot. But yeah, tacticalrifleman.com. You can check us out.
Where are you based out of?
I married a Southern Belle right north of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I was 5th Special Forces.
Sure.
So I retired from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's right near, about an hour north of Nashville.
Gotcha.
So a lot of my classes are around there. But we travel to Texas. We go to North Carolina, Florida. Might be adding a class in Ohio. But I think that's it for this year.
Right.
That's it for this year.
What's your team look? Is it just you, or do you have a team?
No. I like I mentioned, I like subject matter experts for whatever the subject is. So, I've got some guys that work for agencies and stuff that they ask that I don't share their backgrounds. But a lot of Green Berets, a couple SEALs. I even have a retired FBI guy. But for the most part, Green Berets. Because just because you're a good operator, that doesn't make you a good instructor. But the job of a Green Beret is to teach other countries to fight for themselves. So a lot of the best instructors that I've met were also Green Berets. So I primarily use other Green Berets that are still subject matter experts on what's going on. We do tactical drone defense, 4-day class.
Oh, nice.
And the guy that teaches that, Byron Russell, before his job used to be teaching U.S. SOCOM drone defense. Okay. So now he teaches this class to civilians, law enforcement, stuff like that. 4-day class, but you're actually using military-grade tactical drones. And I actually went through the class last time he taught it. Hands down, best class I've been to in a long, long
That's
time.
Cool. Yeah.
And that would be the class I would recommend to everybody. You want to learn drone warfare you know, everybody thinks, well, I'll get a shotgun and I'm good to go against drones. That's not how drones work. It's so not how drone warfare works. Education's more important. You know, one thing I'll say about the military, US SOCOM, for every dollar they spend buying gear, they spend $10 on training. And I want that to sink in, because a lot of concerned citizens, civilians, especially law enforcement also, they don't spend enough money or time on training. Buy the kit, buy the sexy suppressors and pistols and rifles and optics, but you've got to, if you don't know how to use it properly, you're setting your family up for failure, and your family deserves better than that. They really do.
Yeah, and I think in today's day and age, we have so much access to like Green Berets and like SEALs, and there's
the global war on terror is over, so now everybody's getting out. And so there are so many new training companies that are starting up. You don't have to just come train with us. If our classes don't line up with you, you want to take a class with somebody local to you, by all means. I've been to bad classes, but I've never been to a class that I say was a complete waste of my time. I always learn something out of that class. It might be 3 seconds long, but I always will learn something. And a really bad instructor just shows me what not to do in front of other students. So yeah, get out there and train. Please, please, please get out there and train.
I think an analogy from my world, so I do a lot of the photo for Griffin Armament, and a big thing that people fall into with photo is they'll spend $5,000 on a camera and a lens, but they don't know how to use it.
Exactly.
And it's like, yes, good equipment will make you better, but if you don't know how to use it, you can have a $10,000 gun and you're not going to hit anything.
For sure.
Definitely check these guys out. There's a lot of good resources out there. Karl, thanks for stopping by. It's great talking to you.
Take care. TacticalRifleman.com.